Hello, hello, Mr. P here, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about Creed and Alter Bridge guitarist Mark Tremonti's guitar clinic and if it's worth the price of admission. Hey there, and welcome to episode 13 of Cup of Tea with Mr. P. So, after a good, I think, 8 years, I was finally able to attend one of Mark Tremonti's guitar clinics. For those who don't know, Mark Tremonti is one of my top three guitar heroes and influences who has had a really big impact on shaping my playing and guitar style, along with Billy Corgan and Jerry Cantrell. So, to have the chance to partake in one of these clinics was an absolute dream. So, why did it take so long for me to do one of these? Well, at 225, they're not really that expensive either. Well, it's pretty simple. Alter Bridge and Mark's solo band very rarely come to sunny South Florida, and I'm not driving to Tampa or Destin. Florida is a much larger state than it seems, and sorry, but Destin may as well be Alabama. I still don't get why so many bands go, oh yeah, we go to Florida, and then go to Destin where like no one lives. Before we get into my little rant here, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below. It probably doesn't mean much to you, but the YouTube algorithm isn't much a friend of mine. So, button, down there, thanks. Yay! I sort of luck out that the Creed tour came to the amphitheater in West Palm Beach, where the band has played pretty much all their shows since late 2000. So on the day of the show, everyone is to head to the venue box office by noon. Your gear is searched, you're wanded down and warned that there is no video or pictures to be taken during the clinic, or you will be removed. Yikes. Eventually, everyone is checked in and brought into a small room backstage where Mark has a road case on wheels with his MT-15 112 cabinet, and apparently one of these drawers contained prototypes of the pedal line that he's currently working on. You could hear a slight delay every time he played too, so I'm guessing that one of those pedals will be a pretty good delay pedal. Looking forward to that one. Of course, he had one of his signature Morley wah pedals on the ground as well. The clinic I attended in West Palm Beach was a small group, only 8 people. When we walked in, Mark was already warming up, playing along to some blues-style backing tracks. He welcomed us all, everyone took out their guitars, and we jumped right into it. Now, most of the time was dedicated to soloing techniques, primarily centered around E. Some of the things he went over I found super informative. Others, honestly, I would love to be able to remember them. I primarily remember 5 things in particular, though. This one thing that helps with pinky strength, this one exercise that you can speed up and look like a Tremonster by hitting the same note on each string, coloring it a bit by adding wah. Some rhythm exercises that Mark said were more about targeting your inner speed metal freak, proper legato slide technique, which I've apparently been doing wrong this entire time, and another one string rhythm exercise that I found to be really cool. When discussing songwriting, Mark talked about how alternate tunings help him in opening up to new sonic territory. He ended up tuning his guitar to his open D and demonstrating My Sacrifice riff and how he employs it in his writing. I also asked about how he plays my favorite Tremonti song, Dark Trip, which was not what I expected, but nonetheless very cool. I've actually been wanting to learn how to play that song for a really long time. Um, I was kind of in awe of it. I found it very hard not to smile the whole time during the clinic, being able to be in such a close proximity to one of my heroes like that and see up close, like him actually playing this stuff. It's one thing to see pro shot video on YouTube or DVD or Blu-ray. It's another to be like feet away from the man and be like, seriously. Um, After everything was done, he signed people's stuff, primarily their guitars. I know it's probably sacrilegious to some, but I brought along my number one. Yeah, that one. My 1978 Gibson RD Artist, which I also used as my main weapon on the new Scattered Light album, and asked Mark to sign the back of the headstock. I'll have it glossed over so as not to lose that signature, too. I would have loved to have gotten a picture of him holding Stella next to my RD, though, since Stella is essentially an RD with a 3-way toggle switch and an added top horn. Just saying. I also gave Mark a thumb drive with a more personal thank you letter, as well as a rough mix of the new Scattered Light single, The New Heavy. Just kind of hoping to get thoughts on just kind of hoping to get his thoughts on the song, really. I know of a bit of a long shot, but hey, never know, right? Afterwards, Mark brings everyone out of the jam room and onto the main stage, where he uses Stella to talk about his live rig. We were allowed to take photos and videos of this, so enjoy.
So this is our view for the night. Beautiful. Is the beach right there? It looks like it's right there. That'd be awesome though, right? I think a lot of people would drown. Here's my favorite guitar in the arsenal right here.
Are you gonna make that?
No, he won't make it.
Oh.
What do you call it? Stella.
Oh, perfect. I love it. Are
Yeah.
each one called Stella?
Yeah, I got 4 of them. So my rig is essentially 2 amps running simultaneously. I have the MT100 over here. The one on top's active, the one on the bottom is the backup. Way on the far right are the Synergy amps, which are my amp that I think suits it well as a partner. You know, I like to pair 2 amps together because they just fill more space. Two different things slightly, that makes it bigger. So when I'm on the clean channel of this amp, I go to see that these Synergy amps have a power amp section on the bottom here. So this is a 3-space rack. This bottom rack is a tube-driven power section, and then you have 4 preamps. You can take the preamps out and replace them with other preamps, and they sound incredible. So when I'm on clean, I go to the twin. It's called the TDLX, the Fender TDLX, which is kind of like you would think a Tweed Deluxe, but it's more of a twin kind of thing. When I go to the red channel, I switch to the SLO2, which is a killer preamp for them. SLO2 would mix with that, sounds great. This amp peak system here, the 442, if we have a catastrophe and some tube blows or some fuse blows or something crazy happens, you can just touch a button and you're going to switch the loads on the amps to partner with whatever cabinets you want without missing a beat. So those things are great for the studio too. If you have 19 amps in your storage room, you can turn them all on. You can have 16 cabinets in your studio and just keep mixing and matching with the amping system. That blue rack on the bottom is a Kikasui. It was originally made as a medical device to keep surgical equipment and everything from having spikes and stuff working nice and Angus Young started using those things. Tour all over the world, and power is going to be different everywhere you go, so that keeps power straight. It's like see that on top over there is a power conditioner. That's a normal power conditioner. That's a super power conditioner. That's going to make sure everything is just spot on. So it's a power conditioner on steroids. There's a delay pedal in that rack above the Kikasui that I go through, just the MT100, I believe. These have vintage 30s in here, 4x12 vintage 30s. My pedal rack. Hand-wired tube screamer for lead. Dunlop Unified. You guys can come over here if you want. I've got the Airchild, which is pretty much a recircuit of the Fairchild compressor. This is an excellent pedal for clean guitars. I'll show you the difference between the two. Sometimes you buy a pedal, and once you turn it on, you'll never want to turn it off. You know, it's just, that's one of these pedals. Octave OC5, I've bought every Octave pedal. This does just a fine job, and it's small and it's great. I love it. MXR Smart Gate, I don't use it now, but I've used it on the Ultra Bridge stuff. This is the Quan Centaur. I'm not using it on this tour, but I just have it because it's the best overdrive there is. This drop I don't use on this tour. I used it for Ultra Bridge when I was doing Fable and Silent Song. This tune's so low. I hate playing lead guitar when the strings are all sloppy. So I just tune that down to wherever I need to go without having to change my string tension. So out here, my pedal board. This is the RGM Mastermind GT. So I just have a dirty tone, lead tone, which is dirty just with the overdrive on top of it. Clean, overdrive 1, overdrive 2, which just adds another overdrive, stackable overdrive. So right now, and then I have 2 of my wah pedals, just kind of 2 different spots so I can face different directions. So I wanted to recapture that old Creed clean. You know? So I'll talk about that compressor. Here's it on. Off. It's just,
That's the one in the rack?
yeah, it just sounds, I love that though. I think that's just a great, nice, clean, crystal clear clean overdrive. I keep the compressor on for the overdrive too. And I use this tone for the beginning of What If. And then a dirty. And the dirty's quiet, right? It's not. Nothing screaming out at you, you know? That's it. That's the whole rig. Essentially, you know, all this other stuff just complicates things. Just 2 amps running at the same time. At home, the best tone, one of the best tones for hard rock and metal stuff that I've ever heard is the MT100 mixed with the Synergy amps through a cabinet that I have at home that, for some reason, I just brought these out, but at home I've got Mojo tone cabs with finished 30s in the corners and Eminent CB75s on the other corners, and they sound so good with these amps. I have 2 of those cabinets, 2 of these amps, and at home it's just the most brutal but beautiful at the same time tone in the world. It all changes when you get out these big open spaces, but in the studio with that setup, it's just, you don't need all these power conditioners. It just sounds great at home. So 2 amps, 2 cabs, best tone ever.
Was that distortion just now? Was that the MT100?
That's the mix of the MT100 and the SLO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you still pursuing your own pedal line?
Yes. Yeah. I had them in the drawer in there in my room. I don't know when those will come out. As soon as I approve them, I want to be really picky.
Is your delay on all your drums?
Yes. Oh yeah. And I set the delay the same for every song. I go. That's fun. I've got a song in my head. There's a song called "Giving Up" on our first Tremonti record, B-side. No, it was the first Tremonti record. It goes. I always just tap it out for my delays. It seems to work for everything. Well, let's get a picture in front of the drum riser.
Pretty cool, huh? It was honestly a lot of fun. Afterwards, Mark took 2 group photos, one with everyone in front of Scott Phillips' drum riser, and one with the amphitheater seating behind everyone, because, hey, how cool is that? So, final thoughts. Pros and cons. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Come on. What did you think I was going to say? No? Come on. It was great. I learned a bunch that I'm absolutely going to be incorporating into my playing. I think even if you aren't a guitar player, it would be really cool to attend this clinic to get some insight into the dynamics and how he goes about playing and writing. I think the only con to the clinic really was that they don't give you something of everything that's gone over, or allow you to at least type down in your phone quickly some of the things that are discussed. Mark mentions you could go online and look up Xting a few times, and he suggests sites to get instrumentals to jam along with that he uses and finds helpful. I can't tell you the names of any of these, even if I tried, because I don't remember, and I forgot when the whole clinic was over, which sucks and means I don't really have the best memory. Mm-mm. So, yeah, that would be about it. I think that if I could get the opportunity to do another one of these, I would definitely bring a notebook and a pen, pencil, whatever. So, other people who have done this guitar clinic, what did you think? Like it, hate it? Was it about the same for you too? Let me know in the comments section below. I love reading about people's experiences with these clinics. While you're at it, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button below to keep up with my rant series reviews and my tone matching videos. That's about it for now. I'm Mr. PN. I'll be seeing you soon.